Preparing the live stream. This meeting is being live streamed. Hello, bonjour. How are you all doing on this wonderful Thursday? We are the 5th of May, 2022, and we have Sonia and Brianna here today, and we're going to do our episode number 8 of High Frequency Thursday. As I guess this shared, Brianna's going to come in and say hello, but please do say hi. I know it might take a few seconds and before Facebook shows up to you guys, but we want to know who you are, where you're tuning in from, and how are you feeling today? Today's like, I think we're in between eclipse or like big things happening. So you guys might be feeling it. I know I have been feeling different. We're going to be talking about that today. We're going to be opening up, and we want to know how you guys are feeling, because we don't want you to go through things and think that you're alone. And also it helps us know that we're not alone going through different energies, different waves, different feelings, different symptoms. So with that being said, Brianna, say hello, and I'm going to be sharing this in our groups.
Hey, everybody. My name is Brianna DeWitt, and I am coming live to you from Omaha, Nebraska, sitting on my couch, and I am feeling the weird energy too. As Sonia said, it's been an interesting week. Not sure exactly where it's all coming from, but we have been talking about the similarities that we're feeling and what that might mean and ways that we can get ourselves out of a funk or back into feeling like you're more like yourself. But before we get started, I actually brought my sound bowl with me today, and I am going to play this for you. And in the comments, if you can tell me when I strike the sound bowl, where do you feel that in your body? If you know the chakra, that's awesome. If not, just say you feel it in your chest or your stomach or wherever it might be. So I am going to play this 4 times because we're going to talk about our heart, and that is the 4th chakra. So you balance it on your hand. I am doing my best to show you and play.
It doesn't do it like we don't hear it like you would hear it.
Closer.
I hear
Not
it.
loud enough?
Well, it's just sometimes it like echoes out some, you know what I mean? It's like distorted.
Yeah, so it's like not doing the job. Well, the higher pitches, you should feel it up higher. So I was interested to see if that resonation of the sound maybe hit some of your energy. But I'll have to do a recording of me playing the sound bowl, and that sounds like a better idea.
And you could put it in the comments. Leslie's saying, hi, Michelle. Leslie's saying it hits her head. For me, it's my heart. It's my chest. I'm left-handed. As a massage therapist, I've always had work on my left side. So I've also been massaging my pectoral muscles. I have asked my husband to he hit the spot in the back that's been bothering me muscle-wise. But I also feel, some days I feel the tingling here. Sometimes it's on the top of the head. But the last few days have been really around my heart. So I want to say heart chakra. And it's like a weird feeling, because then you're like, okay, like anytime you have some feeling around that, or even anytime you have a different feeling in your body, you tend to go and type and go on Google. Well, I used to be like that. And that's not good, because then you'll stress yourself out seeing the big things they want you to see first, because anyways, I won't get into like theories, conspiracy thing, and that, but really when you research, you just gotta make sure you don't get stuck on what you see and intentionally find what you're looking for. So I started researching last night, and then I started reading on when people are awakening the chakra and the heart chakra, and I was like, okay, and it was like exactly what I was going through. But that wasn't my first search. When I was looking for symptoms or different things that my body was going through, the first few things at first would have scared other people. So I just want to give a cautious, if you are going to be watching blogs and Googling and different things, some people use DuckDuckGo, just make sure that you're not looking for bad or illness, right? Because you can find it, you can put it in your head. So that's one thing for me. I keep thinking of the positive. And I've been going at massage therapists, also getting treated here, because otherwise I can't function. I've hurt myself as gymnastics, and like I've been in sports when I was younger, and then just as a massage therapist for 10 years. So I know my own problems for my body. So I'm not sure if it's all related, but when you did hit that, it definitely intensified. It was kind of weird, and it was on that side. So I'm looking forward to see what others are feeling. And what about you when you hit that, Brianna? Do you feel a specific spot?
Mine's definitely the higher chest area. And as I was saying when we first started, you and I are experiencing some of the same symptoms, and we both happen to be left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
I also played sports, so of course playing softball, throwing with the left hand, and I have just felt, like you said, through this area and in the back. And when you're searching, I think I know what you were saying, that it's with your intent. So if you are searching with an intent to find something to help yourself, you can probably get down the right alley and the right avenue on the internet. Yes. But it is easy when you're talking physical symptoms to get scared. And I was there once too. And you do eventually learn your body and learn the signals and the symptoms. Yes. This is an area that I constantly have to work on. And it's really interesting when you get past the physical aspect too and start to think on a spiritual level. Like Sonia said, what chakra is there? We have talked about this before. So you locate the ailment and where it's located in your body, and ours happens to be in the chest, the front and the back. So hers is more the front. I think mine's maybe more the back. And the heart chakra, actually, I am looking at my book again that I love to use, the chakra healing. And the physical body parts that your heart has to deal with, or your heart chakra, is of course your heart, your lungs, your shoulders, your arms, your ribs, your breasts, and even your diaphragm.
It's funny, I was massaging all of that yesterday, and like as a massage therapist, I'm like, oh, I wish I could just remove my arms and just do this and go between my ribs, and like just you said that and I felt all of that. So definitely, and it's funny I didn't learn that as a massage therapist, right? You think they would teach us that in school?
You think that they would incorporate energy more in there. Maybe, how long ago did you graduate? Maybe they are doing it now.
It's 111-0505-22. I love it. I graduated.
It's 11/11 here.
It's always that. Every time it's 111. Oh my God, I think it was like 15 years ago. In 2005, I want to say I graduated.
So maybe if there's some people in the comments that have been to a massage school since then, you could tell us if they are teaching about energy. That would be great to hear. That would be obviously very helpful.
We did a introduction to craniosacral and Reiki. So it was 2 days, weekends. And they taught us to like just put your hands on top of someone's body. And when they have their eyes closed, and they can feel where you have your hands on top of so there's that energy. Craniosacral is very cool, going with the fluid that you have into your cranium. And it's just, and I'm good at it, but I've never been trained for it. So I can feel it. So if I put my hands, if you would lay down your head in my hands, I would close my eyes, I could feel it right away. And some people, the movement goes really crazy, and others it's slow. And just doing that, a little bit of release. When my son had issues when he was just born, a few weeks, he had issues with his soy and dairy we didn't know. We brought her to, they call her the witch here, but she's a craniosacral Reiki master, physio, chiro, and all of those. And she did an adjustment on him, and she could feel that. So yeah, it's something that I'm not trained on, but I believe in. So I think it has to do with these energies too. I don't know how related they are, but it's just magical.
It really is when you can let your body start, you actually do the feeling with your body instead of with your brain and overthinking things.
Right.
I wanted to also talk about some mental and emotional issues that can cause blockages and cause some pain in this upper torso area. It wraps all the way around. It's basically stops where your throat chakra starts. So everything from the shoulder to your diaphragm, front and back, is controlled by your heart. And the heart center of your body in the chakra realm, or when we're talking about chakras, it's where the physical chakras, and they say those are the lower three, and the upper three, the spiritual ones, it's where they meet. So this is like the seat of your soul right here in the chest. That's why we feel a lot here, you know, good, bad, and otherwise. So mental and emotional issues can be love and hatred. If we don't have a balance between, you know, if we're feeling too strongly one way or the other, resentments, grief, self-centeredness, loneliness, forgiveness, compassion, hope, and trust. And so those are all of the
we should name them, because I've associated a few when you said that, but we should type those out and put them in the comments.
Do any of those stand out to you? I mean, like, if you want to talk about on a personal level where you think maybe some of your chaotic energy is coming from in this area lately?
Definitely trust, definitely also love. I'm learning to, in a good way, I've been feeling a lot more love and I've been seeing it around people that are around me, that they're like kind of like a butterfly opening up. So and then the springtime here, so I'm very grateful on that. Trust, we are you know, life is changing. I'm trusting a lot of people to do things that I used to take care of. So my personality is learning to do that. So that was something that some things I'm being excited and happy, and some things I'm being like not deceived, but like I'm like, oh, I wish it would have been that way. So that's a little thing I've been working on, and communication a lot. So this week there's been a lot of maybe frustration because I'm so passionate and I'm going fast. My brain's like going there, and I'm trying to sometimes bring people with me that their brain is here, and then I get a little flustered, or I need to step back. So communication, self-love, definitely also. But yeah, I think everything you mentioned, it was like boom, 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 definitely. And I'm being totally honest, you know, because that's how it is and that's how life is. And I feel you don't need to be perfect. And a lot of people do follow because of the realness. And if you're going through things in life later, or maybe you've already been through what I or Brianna's going through, but hopefully you will remember some words or some experience and examples we shared and solutions, and you can be like, oh, I know what to do. And this is why we share it, because most of these are not embarrassing, but you know what I mean? We don't want to talk about the mistakes or sometimes the struggles we go through or the haha moment, even my highs. I don't like sharing my highs with everyone because not everyone's there. And sometimes you feel guilty because you got something that others don't, even just relationship wise. I see a lot of people struggling with their relationship while mine is flourishing. And I almost feel bad but saying that, but like, man, we work hard. We've been through hard times, and like, so same as like wealth or health. Like when I say I'm pharma free, I've achieved certain things. So for me, that whole thing, I'm feeling all of these. So I don't know if it's letting go and the different eclipse and moons, or if that's the heart chakra, all of that. But yeah, what about you? What about you guys in the comments?
Yeah, I want to hear if anyone is experiencing any of this. I think a lot of people on a daily basis might experience one or the other, and that's something that I wanted to say is it doesn't have to be serious. When you let your emotions flow, you deal with them.
It can
They
be
want to be
momentarily. Yeah.
they want to be felt. And so when you start stuffing it, that's when resentment happens. You might have one thing that happened, but then you don't address it. And then someone does it again or the whatever. And then it starts to turn into resentment. It starts to actually, pile up. And I can relate to you on the aspect of feeling like it's hard to share your wins as much as it is to share the lows, because you feel vulnerable on either level and you don't want to make other people feel bad. Well, I think that honestly, that is probably one of our bigger blocks, Sonia, that because talking about intent, if your intent is good and your intent is to inspire others, to motivate others, and just because you feel proud, and you should feel proud, it's not, it's never an easy road for anybody, and your determination and everything like that is definitely, it's admirable, and I understand, where you're coming from, but I feel like we might be creating blocks for ourselves by not letting our emotions flow freely. And that's kind of a block in like a self-love way, right?
It is. And yeah, it is. But also when I look at others living their homestead happy and loving life and doing crafty things with their kids and the luxurious trips that some ladies bring their friends and retreats, and like they enjoy that, and I'm like, yay. But before I used to see that and I used to be envious a little bit, maybe jealous even. But I've learned to, if I am envious and jealous, I'm just pushing that away from happening to me. So you gotta feel it, and you gotta even fake it sometimes, like pretend that, like, oh, and get inspired. And now I see somebody looking good and like that's has a hot body, or maybe they have a car I want, or anything. I feel proud for them, and I'm like, man, they must work hard. And like, or if they got lucky, like God given them a whatever great body, or their parents were rich, or however, some people work hard, some people got it easy, and we gotta accept, and we don't know what anyone has been through. So I feel now when I see things, and I'm teaching that to my kids, like when you see someone doing something that you're not there yet, you got to be excited for them and be proud, and like ask them questions and try to learn from them so you can get there faster. Or so perception of what you put out there. And when you share now, I don't share with the, oh, that person might not like it. I share with, there's one person out there that needs to hear my video, or needs to see this testimony, or need to hear that they can do it also. And I don't care what the rest of the people, and most times it helps more than one person. So and I've noticed when I share pictures of us traveling as a family, or events, like, and just stuff like that, and like even photography, professional pictures, a lot of people love it. So they want to see it. They just don't want it too much, and they don't want it in a way that it's in your face, that like, haha, I've got this, So, and the way we do it, well, we share because we're happy. And if you're my real friend on Facebook, then you should be happy. Or we share to inspire, because I wish I would have seen somebody share some of the things that I've changed in my life years ago. So if I can help people get there faster, and the same with you, Brianna, you sharing your story. You shared your story a few weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago, about the product and what it's done for you, and that is helping other people. So I do feel that there needs to be a way of us sharing it without the guilt, and inspired. And if some people gets triggered by it, well, it's their thing they need to deal with.
It really is. And also owning other people's emotions is something that I have a struggle with, where I don't want to hurt people's feelings, and so I might do something differently than, so I'm not honoring my own feelings. I'm sacrificing myself and I'm not even sure that that's what they're feeling or going, because I'm not them. And so really just staying at the center of your heart and acting out of your pure, genuine intent, it will always do you well. And the people that, like you said, that aren't happy for you because they might not be where you're at and they're not in a good place yet. Those people have to decide for themselves what that means to them, and I was an envious person at one time too. And it's a way of projecting your own lack of self-confidence and love, because really at the end of the day, people projecting things, that's what they're doing. They're projecting their inner things out onto other people instead of actually working excuse me, working on them. And we're all guilty of that at one point or another, or getting better at catching ourselves if we are having a bad day and start spewing onto other people. It's all a learning process and nobody's perfect. It's just the recognizing it really is the first place that you have to start. I have been dealing with some stuff in my family as well. My grandmother, I went to visit her, and she is 91, almost 92 years old. She is one of my best friends, and she's not doing very well. She doesn't think that she's gonna live very much longer. And so I know that, like, my pain flaring up in this area, it's like, what did you do, Brianna? When I go to the chiropractor, I'm like, well, I took a long car ride. I slept on a hotel bed, but when you get deeper down into it, like my heart's been wrenched, and you have to take care of yourself and like balance that back out. There's nothing that I can do beyond what I can do. And at the end of the day, I have to take care of that energy. Otherwise it's just gonna stay on my shoulders.
It will. You have to take care of it. You have to give it time to, like you said, feel it, even if it's not a good feeling. And we have to feel it, to acknowledge it, to let it go, to heal it. Otherwise it's going to be, like you said, resent, and it's just going to grow, and then that's going to get anxiety, that's going to get depression, and it's hard to keep running. I'm just gonna go see if someone's here. The dog's barking. I think she's just barking at a leaf or something, but I'll be like 10 seconds.
All right. I am going to read you a little passage about the heart chakra from this book. The heart chakra is all about being connected with yourself, as well as cultivating joy, self-love, and compassion. And then it starts talking about meditations and crystals and essential oils and different things that you can do to help yourself, alleviate some of that tension in that area. Twisting the upper body and opening your chest is a great way to start, and just stretching that out. We had talked about tapping before. And tapping this area is a good way to move the energy. And you can say affirmations like, I love myself, I am connected to others, I am compassionate. I want to keep doing this, like, as and you can do it everywhere, different chakras, but right here in the chest.
It must feel good for sure.
It does. And if I could tap back here, like on the back side.
Right. I know.
Right. And the oils that I've been surviving off of are peppermint. Sonia, I rub peppermint oil like all over, and I immediately just feel so much better.
Love that.
I'm not even diluting it. I mean, I know this is good oil, so I don't have to worry about it. But like, if I can reach and I can rub this peppermint oil, it helps so much. I have one spot right in my shoulder. And the other things that I do every day, like take the CBD oil. I have been rubbing that as well as a spot
Yes.
relief, like all throughout here. You can rub it anywhere. Your heart is green. We love green, right, Sonia?
Yes. I have another oil that I use is Restore. It's a blend and it has hemp oil in it, and it's one of our blends. It's very good for muscle recovery, put in the bath. And if there's one that I use topically, a little bit less like peppermint. If you use, don't use here to here unless you're okay with peppermint. My assistant the other day, we were on and he put some on his hands, and then he went and he's like, I'm like, dude, don't rub. You just get your hands away from your face. It's too strong. It's very pure. So I'm like, from your neck up, I wouldn't. If I use peppermint, I put it like in the back, but then like even here would be, I would want to dilute. It's very potent.
And wash your hands after you use it, because then, like she said, you might accidentally.
That's
don't
what
put
he
it there
did.
intentionally, but if you get it around your eyes, you will definitely feel that.
Yeah, I'm like, go wash. Then he went and washed it, and like, it's a guy using essential oils for like probably the first time, right? And like he's loving them in this, but peppermint's, it's different. Like if you get clary sage or lavender and that, but peppermint's like, you know what, the cooling effect it has. So, but it's very good for any, like, just if you want to calm something down, it's gonna, it has that cooling type of effect. So
I slept so well after I put it on. I was in so much discomfort the other day that I went to the chiropractor, but I had to take a nap beforehand and I needed some comfort. I just couldn't do anything. So I rubbed peppermint oil and I slept so well. I cannot even begin to tell you how amazing that was.
I love that.
I've also been using crystals for pain relief. You can just lay it right on your chest. That's part of what people do with crystal Reiki, and feeling if chakras are open or closed. They will use the specific color for your chakra. So this one is green kyanite. Nice. And I love this stuff. It's awesome. So, I mean, I'll just lay there and breathe in that energy.
Like just your posture too, and breathing properly. That's a big thing. I know I need to, not incentivize, but add in my day. But question for you, because I told you I had put a pink quartz in my bra yesterday, and it actually helped. Would you have gone with a green crystal or go with intuition? I went heart pink crystal quartz because I associated that with heart and love. But then now if I'm going to do it again today, I could go and grab any green ones, or you look up properties and.
No, you were actually spot on with the pink. It's pink and green for your heart, so you were spot on. And that rose quartz is great for self-love, and quartz is a great healer. But yeah, generally speaking, just any crystal you're drawn to. But if you do have the pink or the green, setting that right on there, or like pink necklace, like a crystal necklace that's pink or green that might just sit right here. That's another way. You can also add them to your bath. Yes. I like to do that too. I have Kimbaba Jasper here. I love this stuff.
Ooh,
what is your favorite pink or green crystal? Everybody let me know. Mine, if I had to choose, probably malachite.
I like it. Tony was saying she loves the Synergy Flex. Oh my God, you just reminded me. That's what we need Brianna to put on her back. Is the Synergy. It's that one spot you can hardly, ladies, the spot I'm talking about, right? Where the bra.
It's right above your bra line, where your bra
there. Massage therapists know where I'm talking about. There's a few, but man, I just feel it. So I'll be on a tennis ball and go on a wall that you don't want to damage, but you can roll and don't do it too hard. And I know there's crystals you can use too. Don't dig too hard, but you can do that. Put a little bit of oil on it too.
Yes.
And, but yeah, I'm actually gonna. Oh, I've got a wand. I got a wand with.
Those are good because they have the rounded edge, and if you have what is it, just I can't think of what they're called, a roller ball, like the foam roller, that's what it's called, to roll on your back. I have been doing that. Put your arms up and roll up and down on that foam roller.
Yes. Oh, that would crack right now. That would definitely
oh
crack.
my gosh.
Yeah,
my whole back is just like, I hear you talking about all of these things that you need to do. I think I am overdue.
We should do a session though. We should do like a stretching yoga, like even posture. Like you work from home,
Yes.
you know we're not sitting properly. I'm cross-legged right now. I've got a dog on my lap. I mean, I'm usually on the floor when we do these, or like just crooked, like sitting on a bed sometimes, like just so. I think we should maybe once a month get up and move. And I'm sure you ladies or men watching would love to join us. We have so many people that could teach us the tapping, from Reiki to like, I mean, we've got so many different energy healers, professional and like just therapists that could come in and give you like a 30 to 60 minute, just, I think we need to do that. Like I need to move. I know for me, I've been craving even dancing, but stretching. I don't want it to feel like I'm exercising though. I want it to feel like I am for my body.
Right.
Like, doing something for
yoga is the way to go, I think. And neither of us are really experienced in it, correct? So I think that might be a good thing for us to try, because we'll try it. Like we're in this book actually talks about the different poses.
Yeah,
like this one to open your chest is called the camel pose.
It feels good just to look at it. Like I'm like, just do it, Sonia, just do it. Who else has been too busy to do those things? Like and I've been doing self-care though. I took a bath yesterday afternoon at like 4, and like I've dated my husband last week for the first time in like 3 years. We had a sitter, so it's different. So I am doing these things and I've been swimming, just not the yoga per se. I've been walking and but yeah, yoga's been in my ear for like 6 months now. I say it. So like, when is it? Is this the time? Kick my butt. She's like, do it. But I do think
I am willing to do it, definitely, and give it a shot. This book is super helpful breaking down, and it doesn't have to be, but I'm looking for something to target this specifically. And it does talk about chest opening poses and that one I just showed you, and different things that you can do. And so I am all for it, because that is what my body needs.
I think you could learn like a different pose every day and just focus on that and breathing, like even 30-second yoga breathing pose. Like, I've been scheduling my life within 15 minutes and 1 hour pushes, and I love it. 15 minutes of yoga. I don't know yet if I could do that, but I could give myself like just one pose per day, and I'll do it eventually. For me, I don't want to have to get sweaty in the morning before. That's the only reason, because then you have the videos to do, and then the kids and this and that. So and when you have a toddler and you homeschool and that, so it's priority too. But excuses, I guess. But I know that when you do yoga, it's not like as if you're running a marathon, and you can still go and hop on and get to work and go.
There's different levels, and you can make it what you want to make it. And we can totally. And I like that idea of the one pose. Just staying in that stretch, like that. Nothing sounds more satisfying to me than just to open this area of my body. And we can't all afford a massage every week or a chiropractor 3 times a month, so stretching, yoga is a fancy word for stretching and breathing properly.
It is. And just breathing. If you don't want to hold a pose, some people might be like, I'm not good, I'm not flexible, I'm hurt. Just breathing while sitting in a posture, and just thinking you have, like, I remember in massage school, and I have an exercise ball. I should be most of my days sitting on the exercise ball, working my abs, and then working on my posture. Because you don't breathe properly, and breathing, that's what keeps you flowing. That's what keeps your body, your brain, like you need that energy, you need that oxygen to go through all of it plus the aura, the energy, it all flows together. So if you're always just breathing from like your chest, then you're going to be always like, your neck is not going to feel good and relaxed. And then your low back either, your diaphragm, you're not going to feel comfortable. And then try stretching. You're probably going to spam. Your muscles probably going to be like, nope, 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 nope. So just start gradually. As an old massage therapist, we all should be stretching 5 to 6 major muscles, 30 seconds a day. So whatever muscles that you're going to use more. For me, I do my neck. Oftentimes, if I take a drive, you will not see me take a drive longer than an hour or two without stretching my neck. And all I do it in the car. I go from one side and I hold 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Then I push a little bit, but I don't hurt. And then I would do the other side. And then I would go, and I don't move my shoulders. You make sure you're there. And I look to the right and I hold 30 to 60 seconds. My husband thinks I'm like not happy at him. And I'm like looking the other way. I'm like, no. And then I turn and I look at him. And then he's like, what are you looking at me? I'm like, I'm stretching. He knows now. So you do the tilt and then you rotate. And then you can go in the front. And sometimes you need to hold a little bit. But when you go and do the back here, that's when, for me, I feel it most. And then some people do the circle. When you do the circle, just do half, like a moon, because if you do the whole thing, it's not good. And you might feel like sand in the back where your vertebrae are, and it feels like that's somewhat normal, but you don't want to do that movement. It's not good for you. You don't want to get stuck either. And for you, what I used to do is try to bring my shoulders as up high as I can, and then take a deep breath. And then when I release, I try to lower it down just to show what it is. Because sometimes we're like this and we don't realize, and we're like stressed and like.
I always feel like I'm shoulder to my ear. And the way you sleep, I have, you know, really been working on the way I sleep, because I do have a tendency to sleep like that. And then your body is scrunched like that for several hours, and you wonder why you wake up feeling like that. So I've been working on like hugging pillows, or actually sleeping on my back instead of on my side. And when I take a deep breath in, I can feel it in my, feel it in that tense area. And so one thing I have learned is to breathe into the pain.
Yes.
So if it's up here, breathe into that spot, breathe some energy, breathe some life into wherever your body aches. You can also visualize, do color visualization too. I was
gonna say, yes. I've always been told lavender and white, but I think some people use gold. It depends what it is too. But for pain, like I'm thinking, for me, that calms me down thinking of these colors. So yeah.
It can be whatever you want it to be, whatever your body tells you that you need, it can be, I think generally white and gold is a safe way to go. But if you want to get specific, you can do green. You can lay a green crystal or a pink crystal or whatever, and then imagine that you're breathing in the color of the crystal into your body and just breathing. I have been doing so much more of that when I just feel overwhelmed and I know that my body is begging for me to slow down and rest. I'll lay down and just breathe. And I eventually sometimes end up falling asleep because that's what I need. But I start out one breath at a time and then let my body decide from there what I need to do. Because we can't always take a nap, That's not.
No, sometimes we can't, but sometimes thinking we do and just getting our mind to relax, it actually gives the signal to your body to relax too. So, because sometimes we want to push ourselves, but that's good. And I'm all or nothing. So I get it. We got to get stuff done, right? Overachievers and go. But sometimes we really got to listen to our bodies too. And when I do those breathing, I try to think that there's some energy coming in from my toes and like my feet are grounded, and I try to like move them at the beginning and then relax. And then I think of the whole body filling up with whatever color. And especially when it gets to the place where I feel my discomfort, that's when I do like 3 or 4 different deep breaths there. And I really focus and think like it's I see a ball in there, and the ball is just giving love, if anything needs to be fixed, it's fixing it. That's what I'm telling myself. And then when I release it, and I've also learned to, I've watched a few people with meditation and that, but when I release the energy now, I don't want it to go to waste. So I think of the earth or a certain person that I want to send it to. And I'm sending like, because sometimes I feel, okay, I've attracted all that energy. I've attracted all that healing. I'm done now. Who else can I help with? So like, that's just how I do it. And I feel that my pain is going out of my body as good energy and is helping someone else. So maybe you guys have different ways. And this is just in the last year or two of me opening up. Like before, I used to be like, oh, I have pain and let's just pop something and hope for the best. And like, just, I'm always in pain. And and I'm wearing a strap because I can't lift my arm up and I'm being miserable. And everyone in my life knows that my arm is bugging me because that's my main sole focus. I have nothing else better to do than complain about my arm. That used to be me.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I have some people around me that are still like that. And I have a hard time associating now. It's like, just shut up. Like, I know. You,
and then it's because you're on a different frequency and your energy is like your energy field is just like no thank you, but then you draw yourself back in and you go
you
some compassion, but you do have to have the boundaries where no matter how much you love somebody, you don't need to listen to them complain all day every day, because it's not doing either one of you any good. And I just I feel like a lot of people just want to be heard, and a lot of the time I will give unsolicited advice and seem like a know-it-all, and so I'm doing my best to show compassion and caring by just listening.
Yes.
And if someone wants help, they hopefully will ask, because I am a helper and sometimes that can come off too strong for other people. So I'm doing my best just to be compassionate and listen, but also care for myself at the same time and surround myself with people that are trying to help themselves. They are open-minded. They don't want to be stuck. I don't think people consciously say, hey, I enjoy being stuck. But sometimes when your mind is closed and you're not being perceptive to new things, that you might get stuck. Like you said, my arm hurts and you tell everybody because that's your main focus. Well, we've learned that wherever you put your energy, it's going to give it more power.
Yeah.
So focus your shift to, I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful that I don't have a headache. I'm grateful that I can walk. I'm grateful that, because there's other parts
surgery, right?
There's other parts of my body that still work perfectly fine. And I should be thankful for what I have. And there is no greater abundance than to be thankful.
Right. And I have an app that helps for that, the I Am app. So I am in a natural wellness state. And I've set this on my phone that every hour I have a reminder. So I know that I can't control how I'm going to feel all day. But if I focus on activities that makes my body happy. My immune system is healing my body. I take charge of my health and wellness. So when you have this coming at you 10 to 12 times a day, and also I'm setting now my days in blocks of 15 minutes. And my first 15 minutes is breathe. Read your affirmations. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy. I'm helping a lot of people and I feel great when I do that. I can help with charity, and I keep saying things, whatever feels right. And then I get my water, I get my supplements. I do visualize what I want to do. And the deep breathing is in my first 15-minute block of my day. So that's a habit that I've just started, but now because I'm doing that in there, I'm reminded by my phone, but eventually it's going to be something that I'm going to do. After 21 days, it should be that's how long it takes a habit to become a daily thing. That's what I've been told before. So what are you guys working on? Different things to do. And Tony was saying that, she wished she would have learned this stuff like 30 years ago, because this is something that could help you guys. It's great tips. And Michelle says she takes deep breath when reminded, like now, but she needs to make it like a second nature. So sometimes adding that into your phone, just as a reminder, like drink your water. Did you take your oil? Did you take this or whatever it is? or smile. I also had someone saying they had a reminder of smiling, because it's true. And sometimes even if you fake a smile, your brain's going to think of happy thoughts. So that's something definitely. I know we missed a few. I see Michelle's here, and we've got Raylan too. Michelle said she tried yoga, but didn't stick to it. And then there's yoga on definitely on YouTube. Raylan says, yes, Raylan, we have people that teaches yoga on the Happy, Healthy, Wealthy. We have a few, actually. We have some videos in there too.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yes, yeah, we do. If you would go and just use the search bar and type it, but if not, we've got 12 videos we had. There's a tapping one. There's a few different ones, but I do believe, I'm sure it exists, but yoga for chakras and moves. And I know some people that could probably come and do something live with us, like on a full moon or new moon or something. So I'm thinking like at the end of the month, or let's talk about it and brainstorm it. Would you guys join us live on a Zoom if we do something like that? We could get someone to do like a private, it wouldn't be live on Facebook. We could do maybe the Happy, Healthy, Wealthy group, because it's like more of a little private setting. Not everyone wants to see us do poses and this. And I know, like, I don't care, but you know, we just to keep that exclusiveness, I think that could be cool. So let's see if we've got enough interest. I mean, I know I'm going to do some yoga, but I'd rather learn with you guys, right? So what do you think, Leanna?
I think that sounds like a lot of fun, and it's just one of those things that I have known about, and it's kind of been a little buzz in my ear for a long time, but it's one of those things you just got to do.
I know. Right.
You know, and we talk about stretching and deep breathing. You put them together and treat yourself well, turn on some music. It is what you make it. It doesn't have to be what maybe you've seen before, or it doesn't have to be super sweaty or intimidating. No. It can be whatever we want it to be. So I think it would be a lot of fun to actually do some of this stuff that we're talking about as we sit here.
Let's bring it out to the universe and manifest it. And I'm sure one brainstorm and we'll be like, oh yes, this person. And oh yeah, I forgot about her or him. And but yeah, we've got some very cool, awesome friends. And I'm even thinking, oh my goodness, like Dawn's friends, the musicians, Thunder and Walking Star, Rick Bastine. I love, if there's a music that has touched me in the last few years, it's his, and it's like flutes and bowls, and like he's got the triangles, and like it's beautiful. And that could be super cool if we do yoga poses while he would do that. So we'll plan something together. Very, very badass. So yay, I love it. Yay, I got excited.
That is exciting. I want to hear that music, and just to close my eyes and breathe and just listen to it. It's a form of meditation. It sounds fantastic to me. I love to listen to different kinds of music on YouTube, and if we could get an awesome healing Zoom going on, I would love nothing more than that.
Yes.
So if you have any kind of healing talent or technique that you specialize in, or that you want to bring up, let us know in the comments. If you want to volunteer, or if you just want to give us some information and we can share it with everybody, definitely chime in and let us know if you have anything that you want to add.
I think it would be super cool for us to start again with the Happy, Healthy, Wealthy group, because 2 years ago, what we did is we brought 12 different people week after week, once a week for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Usually it's under 30. We had a few sections. It was up to an hour if it was like a course, or like, you know, doing like exercise and stuff for the whole hour with warm up and stretches and that. I'd like to do mini series, like, because attention spam in the last few years have been crazy. I noticed, but I'm thinking for me, 5 to 15 minutes is what I could commit to. And I'd like to learn something. So like, we're sending out the invites. If you play those drums, if you do that beat music, if you've got the flutes and that, if you are a belly dancer maybe, or someone that wants to teach us how to do something like
I know
that.
Someone who does belly dancing.
Right. I know Shannon's has the clothing and all of that. She does the belly dancing. I saw her do the moves. And like, so I do feel my body's craving for that. My body's craving, and I live in the woods, and we're, I don't have a lot of places. And even if I'd say, hey, we're doing this, I wouldn't have a lot of people showing up, right? So let's do virtually. Let's do the next best thing until we can meet on a beach somewhere or on a retreat somewhere in the world, right? Let's do virtually. Yay. All right, so we got to close up because there's a huge webinar happening. So I have, I'm sure the excitement level is going to get even higher. So high frequency Thursdays, we got to, maybe balance and ground ourselves. I'm going to go take some deep breaths outside. But what do you guys feel after all of this? I hope it helps, because I know I'm feeling a lot more excited, energetic. And when I got on this morning, I was going through some things. I'm like, maybe I said too much truth, and maybe I was too harsh. And like, when you deal with a lot of people, whether it's virtually or face to face and that, and I've been sharing truth lately, but it's with love, and it's because I care and I want to help. And when I say it, it feels like, oh no, I shouldn't. But at the same time, it's yes. And then it's like, yes, it's exactly what should have happened. Own your shit, girl. That's what the universe is making me feel like right now. So if you're like, have a hard time stepping into your badassness, please do. Don't stop. And Brianna, I'm telling this to you too, girl, because I know that you're a badass, and I know that you've got lots of goals and plans and things, and don't let doubt, and I'm speaking to all of you, don't let doubt get in the way. This is the time that you grasp, and intentions right now, manifestation times are huge. We've talked about that. So you got to think what you want, and even bigger and beyond. And happy, healthy, wealthy is the way to be. So hopefully that we will see you guys do a little bit of dancing. We'll give you guys a heads up so you guys can join us. But next week, any topics you would like for us to touch on, or Brianna, did you have anything in mind for next week already?
The full moon's coming up on the 16th, and we never really actually did like a demonstration on moon water. There are also crystal elixirs that you can make, and so I've been kind of called to talk about water. I was telling Sonia and the different ways that you can work with water. So I think that's interesting. So a crystal elixir is something you can actually drink that is crystal infused water. So yes. I think that those are awesome, and I would love to share that with you. And what came to mind when you were talking about owning your shit, step into your badassness is I've been telling myself lately, I am fearless. That is my affirmation. And I tell myself that I am fearless and I am deserving. And from there, I feel better.
And I know this is maybe not the place for it, but I want to give you a shout out because you're on the team leaderboard and it's 5 days in the month. So congratulations, Brianna.
Thank you.
Okay. I have a lot of shout outs to do. Last month was crazy, but moon water next week. If you have anything, I don't know if it's the season yet, but I want to go get some petals. I want to go get some leaves. I want to get nature into my moon water. I've got pine trees, so pine needle trees. And I even have some elderberry sachet that I need to boil. So I'm going to do my research and see what herbs, what things in my backyard that I could bring into that moon water. And then we'll talk about it next week.
Because you don't even have to drink it either. If it's something that's not, you can use it to cleanse your house with and things like that. So
I like that. I'm thinking lemon and orange now. All right. So guys, we're going to have a bunch of cocktails next week. Join us. It's going to be a healthy cocktail hour, herby and witchy and all that. No, just kidding. But seriously, guys, we're going to have fun. And if you do yours, if you have some of your different moon water or rituals that you do, let's talk about it. And it can be a bath too. I know I like to take baths. So we'll just be all about the water and what we can do next week with the moons and that. Awesome.
Sounds good.
Thank you, girl. We will see you very soon. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And thank you, everyone. Bye for now. We will see you on the next one.